Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Beyond Sports Podcast, where we BS about sports. So let's jump into it. We got a lot of free agency stuff to go through, so let's get started. The latest one we had, Gardner Johnson, Lions.
I'm glad the Lions are going for it.
Oh yeah, absolutely, big play.
I like that signing.
It's a signing that makes sense with his familiarity with Campbell being from Detroit, and also the defensive coordinator was also the defensive backs coach in Detroit when he was, or in New Orleans when he was there.
Yeah, so they've really beefed up their secondary because they also signed two corners, Cameron Sutton and Emmanuel Mosley, this year, in addition to a running back and a guard.
Yeah, and I mean they really needed to beef up that secondary.
Yeah, they were.
That was because they had some nice young linebackers and D-line talent.
It was like a miniature version of the 2018 Chiefs.
Yeah. You felt like with certain parts of their defense, like they could grow in those positions because they even re-signed Antizone at linebacker.
Yeah.
So they re-signed him. You have Rodrigo, who we all fell in love with watching Hard Knocks. No, yeah, Detroit definitely has potential. You look at Detroit right now and the rest of the NFC North, and does it not scream Detroit should win that division?
I mean,
and that's
we'll see what
exciting.
the Vikings can do on defense. But
I think the Bears are going to be pretty good this year, too.
Bears are going to be pretty good. I definitely agree.
Bears seem like they could be that team that goes worst to first. You know,
I feel like the Bears are going to kind of end up around where the Lions were last year, which is a good improvement, but not quite there. But they're going to end the season and be very happy about it.
Okay, yeah, maybe.
The Packers could be easily the last team in that division.
Vikings,
it's up in the air. I mean, Green Bay could
Vikings just made the playoffs, so they probably don't make it again. Kirk Cousins, I don't think has ever been to the playoffs back-to-back years.
Yeah, that's the Vikings for you too. The Vikings are never good 2 years.
So you can pencil them in for third in the NFC North.
Okay.
And the Bears and Lions at 2 and 1 respectively.
Sure.
I like this move though for sure.
So
yeah, Detroit needs to be
$8 million a year.
Yeah, $8 million for 1 year.
Not terrible.
It's up to $8 million
with incentives and whatnot.
It's pricey. It's one of those. It's like it's for a safety. It's one of those. It's right there on the borderline.
It's very palatable though when you're getting it, because he also has capability.
Like that'd have him making more than Von Bell.
But I mean, it's for 1 year. It's not so bad.
No, as somebody who roots for the Eagles, I would have gladly seen them pay that money to keep him for 1 more year.
The Eagles, though, have done
given that to Marcus Mariota.
The Eagles have done all right in free agency so far.
I'm happy with
being able to retain Slay and Bradbury. That's pretty big.
Yeah, as soon as those two got locked in, and I saw the Greedy Williams deal, I was like, CJ's probably gone, but I would like to see him stay.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I think you guys have done pretty well considering what your situation looked like, of how many people you were gonna lose, or could potentially lose.
Legends, that's what I'll call them, with Brandon Graham,
Fletcher Cox,
Kelsey, Fletcher Cox. You kept those 3 right there. I mean, that's huge.
Had to.
Can't understate. You can't. Those 3 are the heart and soul.
So with Lane Johnson. Yeah.
I'm okay with letting Hargrave go.
You were going to lose one of those guys.
Yeah, and Hargrave had an outstanding year, and he even had a good career with the Eagles while he was there.
Hargraves too, you knew that.
Yeah, but he just turned 30, and he just had his best season of his career. Only season he's been over double digits in sacks, and as we saw from that defensive line,
everybody was getting
it
double
seemed
digit
like anybody
sacks.
could get double digit
Yeah.
sacks.
He was around a bunch of you know, other really good pass rushers, which helps you out a lot. So
Yeah.
But no, I think you guys did pretty well overall. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
you going in, you
um,
know, you need to get a couple safeties.
yeah, I mean, I think
Got to hit how he has to
Penny's-
hit in the draft on those.
getting Rashad Penny not terrible, although he's not as good as Miles Sanders, but that's a little bit of a downgrade there. But you have such a good running back room that, you know,
Yeah, I could definitely see
be all
them that being a position that they, unless they are higher on Gainwell than I am, which Gainwell did have a good end of the year.
yeah, if you guys could play the
Postseason.
Giants every week,
Yeah, if you can play the Giants every week, Gainwell could be your
he'd be a
focal
Hall of
point.
Famer.
They're going to do a running back by committee.
Yeah,
but
But that's what your team was kind of last year, anyways. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I know Miles Sanders took the brunt of it, but
yeah,
I think you guys be all right.
and it almost feels like every year the Eagles are rotating out their linebacking core anyway. So I'm like, at least they still have Hassan Reddick.
Yeah,
And
and
they
they're not going
draft-
to pay Jalen Hurts $40 million a year to hand the ball off. So
Yeah, that too. You're going to
They
utilize.
gotta pay him before the season starts.
Yeah, that's.
They've got to get a deal worked out with him before this season.
I think now that the drama over will they keep CJ Gardner Johnson or not is over. I hope any day now the Jalen Hurts thing gets done.
And dude, yeah, and you know what? You really want to get it done before like Lamar makes a deal,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
You want it
And
done
you don't
before
want it to
Lamar
turn
and-
into a Lamar thing where
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Whatever.
You want to get it done before Joe Burrow gets his done.
Yeah. And Joe
think.
Burrow could get his done. They could do that at any time.
Yeah,
They
Burrow,
should.
Herbert. You want to kind of be at the
All of
you wanna
these
be-
teams,
You want to be before the other two, and
yeah,
then,
all of these teams are kind of racing to be like, who can sign their guy first?
Yeah.
And while all the players are holding out to be like, well, let's see what happens. You know, let's see.
So out of these guys, who do you think should get the top contract?
Joe Burrow.
Yeah, Burrow.
Probably.
I think so.
I
He
think
seems
maybe
like the
Burrow
most.
and then Burrow.
Even bigger than Lamar's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He seems like the well, just because he seems like that most sure thing, right? He seems like the most prototypical guy, right?
He's
He
been
seems
to a
like the
Super
dude
Bowl.
who's
I honestly think Jalen Hurts should
Yeah.
get more than Lamar.
maybe. I mean, Jalen Hurts got to a Super Bowl, you're right? Lamar got an MVP.
Yeah.
It's tough there. But I mean, the only thing you worry about with them is just with them being mobile quarterbacks. How long can they stay healthy, and how long can that last? Because we haven't seen a quarterback like that last into his mid-30s.
Yeah.
Really.
My thing with Lamar is
I mean,
he's
Cam-
improved, but his
Randall
throwing
Cunningham-
has never been like
Cam-
his
Randall
I know
Cunningham's like
strongest.
is maybe the
Cam-
closest. We never really got to see what Vic could have been had he not,
Yeah.
And then no, Cam didn't make it to like Cam. So I don't know. So I guess that's why you would say Burrow's just because he, and Burrow can run. Like we've seen Burrow run and
Yeah.
extend plays and do all those things. So
But
Yeah, I'd probably agree with you on that.
I put Burrow there mainly just because his body of work. Him and Jalen, you look at their body of work, and
they're
even
very similar. I
they're-
wouldn't.
they both have reached the Super
They-
Bowl. Jalen
They
just
should
hit one of
both. They should both get about the same.
Yeah, it
you
shouldn't be
like
a far gap.
Right now, they both seem, because I mean, if I were to start a team right now, it'd be tough not to take Jalen over Burrow just because of the things he can do with his legs.
My only
Like,
argument against that is with Jalen, it's been one season.
right.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
one thing you can say is each year he has
He
made
had a
huge
stacked ass
improvement.
team.
He did have a sack team, but he has
But he
gotten
also-
better each year.
And he also took
Yeah.
a non-stack
And-
team to the playoffs.
Yeah,
Year
and
before.
he,
They lost in the playoffs. They didn't look great, but he still was a catalyst for them getting to those playoffs.
and think about Joe Burrow and the team that he's had around him. You know what I mean? Like he's had
two number one wide receivers.
right. He's had one of the best.
Three.
wide
Don't forget
receiving
Tyler
core.
Boyd is legit.
True.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's like a 1-1. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean,
No,
True one.
Boyd's a 2, but he's a top end too.
yeah, I mean he's
Exactly.
a 1,000-yard receiver.
He's a top two and a low one.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's had like, yeah, so we haven't seen what he can be without that. And obviously the Bengals aren't going to be able to sign, him, like all three, they're two young wide receivers and,
Unless they're willing
Burrow.
to take pay cuts.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes came into a good supporting cast as well.
Yeah.
I mean, he had one of the greatest tight ends to play the game. He had a cheetah. He had Andy Reid.
We can also just stop the one of the greatest. He's the greatest tight end.
Yeah, that's
At the
true.
time, he was one of the greatest.
Yeah.
Mahomes has been taken him from one of the greatest to the greatest.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, okay, good job, Eagles. Let's just get to what we really want to get to, though. Let's get to the
Panthers signing Thielen.
Thank God. Adam Thielen will not be a Kansas City.
Yeah, we can talk about the Chiefs signings real quick and then go down the rest of the line.
Adam Thielen was never going to be here.
I would have loved Adam Thielen to be a possession receiver. I know Brett
3
Veach
years
is
ago,
not about to sign no 32-year-old wide receiver. It's not happening.
I didn't want to sign a wide receiver who couldn't get open when he had Justin Jefferson playing on the opposite side of the
He
field.
could too.
Not this year.
Right there.
Okay.
This year
He was
had
bad
a
this
hard
year.
time getting open.
Yeah, maybe this year he was a little quiet, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The past 3 years, he's had a solid drop each year.
Probably true.
We can talk Chiefs signings real quick before we go on.
But yeah, what are we?
I was just going
real
down the line.
Real quick.
You know what I mean?
Thielen also went for what, a 5 and a 6?
What did he go
Who,
for?
Cooks?
Free agent.
Oh no, that was Cooks.
That was Cooks. Yeah.
Cooks went for a 5 and a 6. Yeah.
Cooks went for a 5 and a 6. There's no way DeAndre Hopkins is getting a 2.
Yeah, they have similar numbers.
I mean, DeAndre Hopkins is a lot different than Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, but they have really similar numbers. And Cooks actually is one of the top. He has
the receiver
third most
not.
1,000-yard.
He has 1,000-yard season. More than he has.
That's true.
He has 6, I think.
Each of the teams
we could have done that.
Have gotten 1,000-yard season out.
I wouldn't have minded if we gave up a 5 and a 6 for him.
Yeah, he has like 6. He's just under Kelsey and somebody else.
Well, shit.
I can't remember
how old
the
is he
other.
now?
Cooks?
Probably Jerry Rice.
Yeah, how old is he?
I think it might have been Jared.
What is he? Is he 30 now? So Veach is like, nah.
20,
But
27 maybe.
I don't know.
Chiefs.
I have a hard time believing that we're in on the Odell.
Yeah, I believe more to Odell than to DeAndre Hopkins, and that's just because
if we were in on DeAndre Hopkins, I think it would have been done.
it would have been done, and we would have still, unless he is taking the pay cut that they've talked about, and they're trying to finalize that, because he's scheduled to make 14-15 million this year, and we have 12 and a half in cap space.
Well, less than that, since
like
if you're talking about that Mahomes move, we have less than that because we made a couple signings since.
Yeah, so I mean, he's in. So
why
I say I see Odell more than I see him, just because he said that it's not true that he wants 20. He just doesn't want only 4.
Which makes me laugh because I like to assume that was Veach. So I was like, hey, we'll get.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll get either guy.
There's more things coming this season too, because they're almost certainly going to extend Chris Jones, which is going to make cap space.
Yeah,
they might extend Snead, which will create cap space.
That's not coming. Chris Jones probably, Snead probably not. Let's talk about the things that we did do, not the things that we might do. Okay, so with our offensive line, obviously, right? Getting in Juwan Taylor and out the door with Orlando Brown, the very different contracts that they got, right? Orlando, like, Jesus, dude, why didn't you sign that contract last year, man?
Yeah, you believe in yourself a little bit too much, my guy.
Man.
I mean, the one thing you can say about his contract is that it's only a 3-year deal for him, so it gives.
It's the most guaranteed.
4. You got 4 years on that.
Oh, 4 years? That's stupid then.
Yeah.
No, it was.
I was gonna say, because Laremy Tunsil, that dude is smart.
Yeah. So it's a curious contract that we gave kind of an unproven right tackle that everybody is speculating to play left tackle for us, probably because the contract is so large. Which is a little worrisome. I mean, it's the same thing that we did with Orlando Brown.
Yeah.
The big difference being this guy is a better pass blocker than run blocker, where Orlando's a better run blocker than pass blocker.
But
this
you also
guy
got to
is
think of this too. Orlando was a right tackle when we signed him.
right. That's what I'm saying. This is
coming
the
off a Pro
same.
Bowl season as a left tackle.
That's
Because
his first
got
one.
hurt.
His
Or-
first one. But it is kind of like this thing where we're taking a young guy who's primarily played one side, who's shown that they can play the other side somewhat, but we don't really know at what level.
No.
And you know, I don't know. It's a
Still just
surprising-
speculation though that
it was-
he's our left.
it's a surprising move, really. That one's the only a little bit of a head scratcher for me.
The draft.
Why
will
we gave him
tell
that
us, I think,
contract.
whether we plan on if we draft a tackle in the draft, in the early rounds of it, then he's probably our right tackle. If not, then Lucas Niang probably goes to right tackle, and he goes in at left.
Yeah, what happened here is Orlando wasn't coming off his price. The Chiefs let him go, and once they let him go, they let him go. Like they
did, yeah.
gone.
Orlando found out, man. Orlando fucked around and found out with that free agency.
Yeah. Now he's locked into another shitty contract that he's gonna be. I don't understand it. I just don't.
Yeah, he's not playing with a Joe Thielen
But
next to him.
for all we know, that the Bengals are the only team that offered him a left tackle position.
That's true. They could be. Could be, man.
Because
Or
we heard from
just the-
Schefter earlier this week that teams don't look at him as a left tackle.
Oh.
They
I mean,
look at
I
him
wouldn't
as a
have-
right tackle.
I wouldn't have hated bringing him back. Like if the Chiefs would have signed him to that instead of bringing in Taylor, like I'd have been like, okay,
Yeah,
you know, a lot
That's
cheaper than the
They
23
weren't getting
mil.
that. We had already signed Taylor once Orlando realized.
No,
that
I know, but I'm saying
he was going to get.
I'm saying had we not signed Taylor and if we had signed Orlando to that same deal the Bengals did, I'd have been fine with it.
I would have been like,
Because
that was the holdup. That's all he wanted. Okay, I don't.
and like,
Why was this such a big deal last year?
well, last year he wanted more.
No. I'm just joking. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm saying like if that's all he wanted, then
That's all. Yeah, right. That's it, man. Okay, cool.
worth that. But I think he
Um,
automatically pencils in as the best offensive lineman for the Bengals.
One of them. Yeah. the
Only
Bengals.
if they sign Jerick McKinnon.
Well, I mean, he's even without Jerick McKinnon.
Yeah,
he's
I
better
mean,
than La'el
Jared just had to
Collins.
come in last year once Mahomes was hurt,
his
and
ankle.
not so
Like
mobile.
Mahomes' ankle got hurt, and then McKinnon had to really step up into that blocking role.
Yeah, it
'Cause
wasn't.
up until the playoffs, McKinnon was even in that first drive.
Now McKinnon was chipping for him all year.
I mean, good running backs.
But running backs do that. I mean,
All good running backs, dude.
I don't think
You
it's.
didn't
I don't
see
think
that
it's
from Clyde
that
Edwards
big.
Helaire because he's not that good of a running back.
And he's not a good blocker either.
No, he's
Yeah, I
not.
don't think it's.
And he's supposedly only a good receiving receiver, but we didn't really see that out of him either.
So I mean, we'll see.
That's the major problem with Orlando, though, is you can't leave him by himself.
No, I agree.
You gotta have a guy.
Speed rushers are going to get around him. You can't. He's going to need some help there.
If he gives
Um,
up only 5 sacks,
I think-
for the Bengals,
I can't believe there wasn't like you know. I don't know what the situation looks like for the run first teams, but I thought for sure a run first team would want to go after him. He's a great run blocker. You know.
Well, the Bengals do.
The
run a lot.
Bengals run a lot, so he'll throw.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but they're
honestly, the most cogent
not run
analysis
first.
I've seen of this year is
They're not run first, but
we like the Bengals and the Chiefs both got better with this. Like the Orlando.
That's true. Orlando
kind of fits the Bengals scheme a little better anyway, and Jawan Taylor
and
fits ours
he-
better too.
and he you know, they're who is their left tackle before him? God, I can't even remember. Yeah, he's
Yeah, Jonah Williams.
not so good. Not so good.
terrible.
And
Orlando's
they also made him pissed off, and he's requesting a trade.
yep.
Who?
Okay.
Cut, dude. Like,
Yeah, you're gonna be. I demand a trade, and they're like,
we hope we can find somebody that
yes.
for you. I mean, but you haven't put forth the body of work that makes teams want to trade for you.
I know. The Bengals are like, trust me, man, we're trying. We've been trying.
started that conversation last year, my guy.
Well,
They're not even gonna.
I think they're trying to force him to move to right tackle, and he's like, no.
I mean, I would say take what you can get, guy, or else you're gonna be riding pine.
I mean, they might be asking him to move a guard, honestly, because they did sign last year Lael
Like, why,
Collins,
you know.
multi-year deal.
I don't know. Well, have an
time.
unmotivated offensive lineman out there. That's fine with me.
Yeah. No, I mean, I hope Orlando Brown succeeds and outperforms that contract. I'm not going to root against him. He didn't
He helped us
won
win
a Super Bowl for us and gave up.
He did.
Yep.
He did fine.
Yeah.
And that time's over. So
I'm not going to sit there and root for the Bengals just because he's on.
He's
them.
now my
I'm not
enemy.
gonna.
No,
Yeah, I'm not gonna root for
As
the
an
Bengals.
offensive
So I'm not gonna
lineman, I
root
mean,
against Orlando.
All I can really root for is that he doesn't leave any game with injury.
except for when the Chiefs are playing him.
No, I'm not
Well,
going
not
to.
And then-
injury.
No, not injury. I mean rooting against him.
Oh yeah,
I'll just root against the Bengals.
just because I'm rooting against. Yeah, nothing to do with him.
And when the Chiefs
okay.
play the Bengals, like I told
think-
P earlier, we'll just line up Chris Jones against him, and he'll win that 99% of the time.
Probably. Okay. Our defense, though, I think we got better on defense.
our defense has gotten so much better.
Yeah, the
Omenahu and Dutranquil.
the Omenahue I like, and that one we're gonna see, just how good it is.
If he can
I
stay
think
healthy.
him next to CJ could be really good if we can if we can draft another end, so we can have Karlaftis and another rookie with those two, with CJ and Omenahue in the middle. Like they'd destroy shit, man. They'd destroy lines. Like, but Tranquil, holy hell, that is a steal. Like the dude turned down 5 other teams to come here to take less money, and on like this, a 1-year deal where if he can really show up and show out, help win a championship, he'll get a bag next year.
Well, we'll see, because he and Willie Gay will both be free agents next year.
Yeah, I
So-
mean, I'm not saying it'll necessarily be with us, but he'll get a bag somewhere.
Oh yeah.
When you win, there's enough money to go around in the league, not necessarily the team, but you're going to get paid, as we've seen with some of our guys, right?
Yeah.
So, man,
Like if we can retain him cheaper than Willie Gay, that'd be a huge win.
that'd be a huge win. And stealing him from the Chargers, like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Where
And him-
2 times a year he's going to come in.
was he their leading
Fucking frothing
tackler?
at the
I think he had 144 tackles last year.
Yeah, huge.
Right,
Huge.
and like
Yeah,
5.5 sacks
95.
for.
Chargers fans are really upset they let him go.
Well,
get it.
he didn't. I don't think he wanted to go back there.
Tranquil had 95 last
He
year.
did want to come back.
Or did he have
The Chargers-
95? Maybe he had
the Chargers didn't
144
offer him a
last year.
contract.
It was a career high for him, 95.
Okay,
At least that's what it says right here.
Mike
but
Edwards.
he's a coverage linebacker.
Mhm.
He played safety in college, so he'll be great with our nickel package, which
He's
is
another one of those
basically
freak hybrids that can play
Yeah.
many positions. Yeah.
yeah. And so
Yeah.
we
Beat all of these guys, and so does
All-
Spagnuolo.
our young linebackers, who I like a lot. Their weakness though is pass coverage, and that's his specialty. Like that's what he's good in. So I think he's gonna help complement our linebacking core really well. I think now we have a very solid rotation. So yeah, our linebackers, man, I'm
It gives you
excited.
more
for it.
creativity
Well,
with a guy like that, because teams are so used to seeing us put an extra DB
Yeah,
in
Oh,
those
yeah,
situations. Now you can confuse the hell out of them with having a hybrid linebacker safety in that spot.
our nickel package, right, is basically our base package. Like we
Yeah.
run that more than we do, and to have this guy in there now who can, who's a hybrid
Yeah, we
linebacker.
typically run like a
perfect.
4-2-5.
Yeah, so that's
Hey, baby.
4 linemen,
Hey,
2
baby.
linebackers, and 5 DBs.
yeah.
However, with
That's what I'm saying. So that's
with this extra linebacker, it gives us if you don't remember, Joe Cullen, our D-line coach, when he got here was a 3-4 guy. And so you might see a lot of 3-4 defense packages this year too.
That'd be weird. That's what I mean, to be a hybrid. I mean, that'd
Yeah.
be cool, actually, but
I mean, you saw it out of New England after a while.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
remember those
They're
weird
running
New
everything.
England fronts where everybody was standing up and moving around and shit?
the Predator defense or whatever that was called.
Yeah.
That defense was fun as fuck.
That was fun as shit. When they were
Yeah.
just-
And dude, we have that. We've got like everybody on our line can play multiple positions.
Yeah.
We've got
Or
linebackers who can
athletic.
do multiple things.
Yeah. And along with, I mean, we gave identical contracts to Mike Edwards, right?
Yeah, I like
How
that
we
signing.
did. So I like that signing
do
too.
too.
A good safety,
We need depth at that position, and we
good
lost
veteran safety who,
players.
yeah,
One of the more intriguing things I saw said about him was one of the Tampa Bay beat guys was like Mike Edwards is going to get a lot of interceptions late in games because he's a ball hawk.
Yeah. And he had, I think
yeah,
he's the one who had over 100 tackles, maybe.
He had 92
Yeah,
total.
when teams are
if you
throwing
include-
against us late in the third and fourth quarter, like he's going to be there picking balls off.
Yeah.
he's another guy who I feel like could have maybe gotten a multi-year deal somewhere else had he.
Yeah.
Had he really want it? Maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe
But I do.
He's kind of a situational dude.
Yeah.
I do like the contracts we gave him, 3 mil up to 5 with incentives. Cheap signings that make us better.
Yeah.
So I like our defense going next. I really like our defense going next year. I've got high hopes. It's not like last year where I'm like, man, I know they're gonna start slow and then hopefully they're really gelling by the end, which they did, and is what happened. But this year I'm going in being like, no, from week 1, I'm expecting you guys to be
Dude, and we're
very
gonna
good
add
defense.
more quality players in the draft on
Yeah.
that side of the ball.
Yeah,
Like I
that's
feel like it's gonna probably be
that's the whole thing. There's still like 10
Pass
or
rush.
11 more guys coming.
I don't
think
know
that
what it looks
you're
like.
gonna see a vast majority of them on defense. A good handful of them on defense.
I need a pass rush.
I think a pass rusher, a wide receiver, and an offensive lineman, or pass
yeah.
catcher of any kind, tight end.
Yeah, pass catcher, I want for sure. But on the defensive side of the ball, all we need is, but like our DBs are set, our linebackers are set. We just need like another guy coming off the left side,
Yeah, because they'll probably wait until next
Or
year to get another
right side of our defense.
draft.
So,
We might
Yeah.
take a safety because we're going in with only right now. We only have the 3 on the roster.
Mhm.
With
okay, yeah.
addition, we
Maybe
typically
late-
carry 4.
Late in the draft, we'll go find a safety or
Yeah,
something.
so,
But
I mean,
those 3 guys are going to be,
Too high.
and with Tranquil, who's a hybrid type dude.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm like. Yeah, I like him.
I still think Omenahu's your pass rusher this year.
You think they'll put him at edge?
Yeah, I think they're gonna put him on the end.
I
But
do
it would be
too.
nice. I know, but I still want another rook who they can put over there so that there are times when you got CJ and him right next to each other in the middle.
I think we're
And
gonna
they can just
draft.
blow up the middle. And if our dudes on the end can just play contain,
My guess would be
then-
defensive tackles coming in the draft because you lost Kalen Saunders as well.
but we re-signed Wharton, didn't we?
Yeah, we still got Turk Wharton.
Yeah, but I think he's coming off a ligament.
Did Derek Nottie leave?
He hasn't
Yeah.
signed anywhere yet.
Oh yeah, that's true. He
I was
yeah,
just
he-
checking to see if he left. So
Um,
yeah, I mean, I just feel like we do need.
I'm gonna miss Saunders. Saunders was great in the run game, and I think
I'm not
only
saying
got better. as
I'm
the
not
year
putting
went
a first round defensive tackle, but I'm saying I think we'll see one of those in the first 3 rounds. D
But yeah,
tackle,
on. I think wide receiver and
wide receiver, probably round. Those are probably the 3 positions they look at in the draft, and then maybe
we'll see what we do. We've got lots of picks. So, all right. Well, that's the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Hey,
What I'm thinking is that we each, because there's been some teams that have had good free agencies out there. They've done a really good job out there in free agency, but then there's been some teams that have had some really bad ones. So how about we all say the team that we think has had the best and the worst free agent so far.
okay.
My best has been the Bears, and I don't think it's really an argument.
I agree with you on the Bears, but the worst is where I think we're really going to get into some debate. But I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think it's the Tennessee Titans.
I was gonna say the Titans too, actually. So I don't think
Bears
there's no
has
debate.
been
on this.
They haven't
rough.
done anything, and they've just been losing players.
They have
Yeah.
been them.
It seems like they're going into rebuild mode, I think, and they kind of screwed themselves. Why'd you give your very mid quarterback, a very high end contract? Like, and are you going to trade Derrick Henry?
Yeah, I mean, you probably should.
At this point, I
they-
mean,
They are shopping him.
Yeah, I mean,
But
you got well
What
because
do
you
you think
have
the market looks like for a running back, an aging
right.
running back who has more mileage on him than a 2002 Chevy
Um,
Tahoe?
do you think you could get him for 4th?
I don't know, man. I
Maybe.
think you probably
they
could.
just flat out released Zeke Elliott, so
Yeah.
the running backs are not gonna get any money.
I mean,
Well,
in theory,
especially when they
Henry-
still have a good chunk to pay him, right? Like he's not a cheap. He's
yeah,
going to be a
he's not
cheap running back
running
either.
back.
So you have a
Oh,
team
is he owed a bunch of money?
because he's still in a pretty good contract.
I'm not sure what the financials are that are involved with it. I just know that I don't think a lot of there's not a lot of teams lining up to be the second team on a great running back's career.
Right. He's not
Especially
Marcus Allen.
Especially not with what Zeke
Okay.
did in the last contract.
Zeke, I mean, you saw Todd Gurley once he left the Rams. It was like immediate.
Okay, so he was on a 4-year, $50 million contract. This is including a $12 million signing bonus. Average salary of 12. Okay, he's gonna have a base salary of 10 million while carrying a cap hit of 16. And he'd be a dead cap of 10. So if somebody want to trade for an aging running back with lots of miles, he's going to cost you $10 million with a cap hit of 16.
No, you
Maybe
don't
the
have to
Titans
trade
pay
for
for
him.
some of that. What?
You don't have to trade for him. He was cut.
No, this is Derek.
Oh,
It's Derek Henry.
Yeah, Zeke.
I just don't think there's gonna be a huge market for him either.
no.
No, there shouldn't be. Either.
Hey, how would he like to fill in Ronald Jones' role on the Chiefs? Come on over. You can be our third guy.
I'd love to have a short yardage guy.
Yeah, if you want to play on the vet end, and be the third down back, maybe, right? In short yardage situations.
That is precisely why I don't think there's going to be a huge market for Ezekiel Elliott because he's not going to allow himself to sign for the vet men.
No.
Well, but once he doesn't get anything, what do you think he's do? Retire?
And hell, Kareem Hunt can't even get a contract.
Yeah.
He's undoubtedly cheaper than everybody.
And he doesn't have a lot of mileage on him past few years, but
I liked what the Pats did.
Pat's had
Had
Pats
a pretty
had a good
decent.
one.
Patriots have, and they've
I'm
done a
still
lot.
I'm still blown away by them getting Gesicki and
Yeah, I mean,
Dolphins not retaining
for
him.
some, yeah, I don't get it either. Like for some reason, the
got a lot of
Dolphins.
money wrapped up other places.
They do. Yeah, their wide receiver room is expensive, but that wasn't a huge contract, was it?
But I just wasn't sure why
I
the
didn't see what he.
Mike Gesicki couldn't fit into their offense.
Yeah, it makes zero sense when you have two wide receivers as good as Hill and
And you have a
Waddle
prior to he had good years
Prior to
prior to
Mike McDaniel.
Prior to-
I thought Mike McDaniel's. I'm like, oh, he's coming from an offense that had
right George Kittle
Kittle.
that used a tight end a lot.
Becky's going to be a monster there, even with Tyreek.
he only signed
But-
for 4.5.
But for some reason, like from the get go, Mike Gesicki and
McDaniel's didn't work.
Mike McDaniel just didn't. Yeah, it wasn't. There was tension there from the beginning, and we thought he was going to get traded, at the beginning of last year, and then he just didn't.
Gesicki's a little bit of a smaller stature tight end. He's almost like he's just a big wide receiver, but
Yeah,
But I think he'll fit well with the Patriots because they have Hunter Henry as well, so they're going to have two guys that are both receiving threats.
a coach that knows
Yeah.
how to use multiple tight
so
ends.
Gesicki signed a 4.5 mil, including a 2.4 signing bonus. 3.5 is guaranteed.
I would have loved him to come to Kansas City on that kind of contract.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a high upside contract.
That is high upside kind of. That's not bad at all. Free agency.
as for worse, you can make an argument with the Cardinals. They haven't done shit. So
And Cardinals, I'd also say you could throw the Jets in there.
Yeah.
I think they've had
Cardinals, all right. Cardinals don't do shit. Cardinals
know.
free up some cap for the coming years, right?
All they did
Clear
was
some
lose.
space.
players this season, they lost like
It's
5 or
fine.
6.
Yeah, they did.
Your quarterback won't be playing much this year, so just fucking tank.
Why is there a new Call of Duty
Um,
coming out?
No, because the injury.
My bad.
So the Cardinals are going to be tanking anyways, right? They got a new coach who probably isn't going to know what he's doing in his first year. Like, Cardinals just
Yeah,
try
it's a worse
see if
spot
you
to
can
be
do it.
in.
Like-
I would not want to be a Cardinals fan this year or player.
No,
Like you
they're
are.
my
That's
early
it.
prediction for
See,
the
like
worst team.
things are the difference in the mindset of athletes. Like those dudes on the Cardinals know what it is already going into this season.
Yeah.
Like all they can do is go out and put out good tape.
Mm-hmm.
Like they know
Mhm.
they're not winning.
It'd probably be pretty hard for them to get anyone to sign there.
Oh, for sure,
So-
yeah. And this isn't the year to do that.
No.
Like if you can make a couple of smart long term contracts, like guys you can build around going forward, fine. But other than that, just get yourself some draft picks and build for the future.
I think
Yes.
they're focused. They need to focus on hammering, like hitting a home run at pick 3.
Yeah.
That needs to be a home run for them.
Yeah, I
Whatever
mean,
they do, if they make a trade back, they need to get a great haul.
they
or
need to
they-
get some. I mean, but it's not because they've got holes everywhere, or kind of right.
But-
Like they need to get somebody on their defensive line because they lost a couple of their defensive.
And the good
linemen
thing is
to
they're in the
like-
position to get the best player in the draft.
Yes,
Whoever that may
or
turn
at
out
that
to
end.
be. Well,
Yes,
no,
the best non QB in the
we
draft.
know position 1 and 2 are reaching for the quarterbacks.
Right. So yeah,
QB, I don't think either of them are the number 1 ranked prospect.
no.
I could
I
be
kind of
wrong.
hope they fuck up and take Jalen Carter.
They might.
I don't know though. I think that dude's actually still gonna be good.
I do too.
I just think all the bullshit that's gone on is
Yeah, that's a tough
big
situation.
it is.
distraction.
I think if he goes to the Cardinals, it could fuck his career up even more.
Yeah, I mean, then
Like-
again, a guy could fall, to the second round.
Yeah.
Or
I don't think you will. I think, man, it's tough. Yeah, because you just don't know what that dude's headspace is right now. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, he didn't look good at his workout.
at his pro day. Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
he couldn't even finish the workouts.
No, I was like, man, that's bad. But
it's going through some shit though. Some might say
All right. Well, we're gonna get on that QB carousel.
the Q. Yeah, man.
QBs.
I think. Carr going to the Saints makes a lot of sense. I thought.
Yeah.
Right.
Jimmy G going to the Raiders is.
Also makes a lot of sense.
It does. It was so laughable, but
It is
In
funny,
a
but
much different way, it makes a ton of
but-
sense.
because it's Garoppolo going back to Josh McDaniels,
and
right?
it is
So-
an upgrade over Derek Carr, whether people want to believe it or not. I mean,
guess.
this guy Jimmy G. Once if you get to the playoffs, he typically
He-
finds a way to win some games.
he-
Derek Carr
okay,
just watches the
okay.
playoffs.
You say he finds a way to win some games. I say his coach found a way to win games with him at QB. When you look at the playoff games that he won, he wasn't just like lighting it up out there. or
No, I
anything.
mean, but
he was a
shit.
I'll give him credit. I will give him credit. The dude won those games, but they were also like the run game was destroying the other team most of those games. And once he did finally get into a shootout of a game late in the fourth quarter, like he couldn't keep up.
Yeah, I mean,
Against-
but I'm
against-
saying like he.
Yeah, I don't
it's
want
still-
that dude if I'm playing from behind.
That is still better than Derek Carr.
I don't know if it's that much. I don't think it moves the needle at all for you.
No, but
Like,
it's
I think,
cheaper.
I think you stood still as a franchise at QB. You're just,
Yeah, you saved a little bit of money.
you know,
but at
Devontae. You've gotten a quarterback who is the same, except for your wide receiver doesn't like him as much. You're like, you're the best guy in your team. Doesn't
And you
isn't
can't throw
best
outside
for
the
him.
But oh, and they got rid of Darren Waller, so you got rid of a safety valve over the middle.
Which,
Yep.
oh man, oh that's right. Oh, I'm so happy they got rid of Darren Waller. Woo! That was the only dude that, like, when we would go to play the Raiders, if Darren Waller was healthy, that was the guy that I was afraid of, right? Like Hunter Renfro's good, but he doesn't like. I'm not that scared.
Yeah.
Darren Waller, that dude would tear us up, man. Like we
Yeah,
would
dude.
not have an answer for him some games, and yeah, I'm very glad they got rid of that guy. Now all we got to do is really just pay attention to Devontae.
The Raiders are going to be dog shit this year.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
they're-
expect them to.
That might be a 4-win team.
Yeah, I expect them to be last for sure in the division.
Hey, and then Josh McDaniels. I don't know. Josh McDaniels might take his second quarterback from Florida that wears the number 15.
Already predicting Josh McDaniels doesn't survive the season.
Don't put that out there, PP.
He did it. He did it to you once before. He'll do it to you again. He is the AFC. He is the AFC assassin. He is Bill Belichick's gremlin that he sends out there to kill the AFC West.
So far, the Chiefs and the Chargers love him for it. So
yeah, well, the Chargers can laugh now, but next time there's a Florida quarterback that wears number 15, Josh McDaniels will be available to be a head coach, and he'll give a damn good interview, apparently.
Oh man, dude. If Anthony Richardson goes to the Raiders, his career done.
Done.
Don't got a chance.
That'd be heartbreaking.
Yeah,
but he has so much talent.
It would be. Yeah, it'd be heartbreaking just from a football, like not even a Florida fan standpoint, just as a football fan, because you're all the wasted potential.
Yeah.
I love how like every week we have Sam reminiscing about the Chiefs Super Bowl win. We have me talking about how terrible of a head coach Josh McDaniels is. That's
Pretty
like
bad.
our running themes of the season. Josh McDaniels is horrible, and the Chiefs won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Hey, the Jets still don't have a quarterback.
The Jets, what are they doing?
They're being held hostage by the idiot they're going to bring in. Still think it's a good idea.
Let's see, man. The Aaron Rodgers drama has been great, right? It's just, I love it.
Chef's kiss.
Back out of this right now and on the phone with Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
they should.
They
Okay,
won't,
'cause
but
look,
they should.
like it's not like it's
Look at what this is already, and he's not even playing for you.
it's I know, right? Look at what you're doing and look at what you're going through just to try to get the guy there. But at this point, Jets, you kind of have to now. Your fans are expecting it. The guy said he's coming. You got to give up a first. Like the Packers don't have all the leverage in the world, but they've got more than the Jets. I would like for sure at this point.
And Aaron handed him some leverage on his way out.
Yeah. Aaron did the Packers a favor. Like, let me open my mouth because I'm tired of people saying that I gave the Jets a wish list.
Here's my wish list.
Here's my
lose my number.
Here's my number. You could have just told Schefter, like, dude, that wasn't true. But never mind. I get it. You don't like the media. But man, I if you're the Jets, you're gonna have to give up your first. You just are. You're gonna have to do it. Just stop procrastinating. Like I know you don't want to give up your first for an aging for a 39-year quarterback who's gonna cost a shit ton of money, but you're just gonna have to do it. So just
I'm a sneaky. I'm backing out of the trade and calling Lamar Jackson. At least
but
I know I'm giving up 2 first-round picks if I get them.
You haven't done it yet, man. Like,
yeah, what if this is all just like some high level fucking moves by the Jets GM to just make the trade for Lamar after the draft? So he still gets to make this year's first round pick.
Oh, that would be saucy.
I really think that's what's going to happen because no team everybody wants to keep their first rounder this year.
Yeah.
And if they just wait until after the draft, which is entirely possible to do because nobody's making them offers.
You can still do that. Give up
they can push those first round picks off to next year and the year after.
Because it's until June that they can negotiate with him before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then have to sign the tender with the Ravens.
Well, yeah, no,
I think that's why everybody's talking to him right now.
I heard the Colts
Jets
might be interested.
What have the Buccaneers done? Have they done shit in free
They signed
agency?
Baker Mayfield.
Oh yeah, that's right. They signed Baker. They did sign
5
Baker.
and 12 incoming.
Do not start that guy. Start Kyle Trask. Like, just see what you got. See what you know what you have in Baker.
You
know
have to have an open competition.
You know what you have in Baker. You
With
understand what you
Trask being the favored.
see what Kyle Trask can do. Just see what he can do. Maybe he can't do jack shit, but find out.
I
Find the
just
fuck out.
smell like this team is going to
What
win.
you got in Baker Mayfield is a potential comeback player of the year, okay?
Okay.
I tried.
You got further into that statement and after that statement than
ever could have.
So I mean, Kyle Trask did sit under Tom for like a couple of years, right?
2 years. He looked good in preseason last year.
Had to have learned something.
Yeah, he looked good
So-
in preseason. He looked good in college.
Cleaning out offices. Apparently, the Snyders are just invisible. Like they've almost completely left the Washington Commanders facilities.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they actually going to like? If
That's
they
what-
don't sell it this offseason, then
Right now, they're
'Cause-
just feeling out the offers.
I mean, the process of selling a team takes a while.
it does. But you know, Dan Snyder's a dick and could just be like, tricked you.
Psych.
Psych, bitch.
Now,
Oh, yeah,
why
we're
would you move all
talking-
this stuff out of the Commanders facility?
I mean, they should lock that thing.
Man, I mean, the Commanders have really done nothing in free agency either. I mean,
They got
Wiley,
Yeah, they got Wiley.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
they
Okay.
re-signed Payne.
Yeah. Something like that. What about what's their QB situation looking like? Because they
They
lost
got rid of
Heineke.
Carson Wentz, and they lost Taylor Heineke.
So they've got the one.
They got
What was his name?
Sam Howell.
They started him at like the very
Howell?
last game. What is it?
Samuel Howell.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy. He'll be great. You guys will be fine. Watch for the Commanders to make a move up in the draft. Sorry.
They have said that he's going to go into the season as a starter.
I think the Commanders are another dark horse that could go after Lamar.
They could.
They should.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? I mean, like Lamar, Terry McLaurin, whoever the running back. Ooh, the running back that got shot and who came back and
Robinson. You also have
he-
Curtis
yeah,
Samuel.
he looked pretty good.
Yeah,
looked pretty good.
solid defense.
McLaurin.
Yeah, why aren't they Commanders? This it seems like a no-brainer. I think Eric Bieniemy's run for like a running backs coach who
Yeah.
want to run the ball.
Probably because they haven't found a new owner yet, so they want to. It makes it more appealing if they have all their first round picks when selling the team. So, because the Broncos, they made the deal for Russ, but the sale was already final, done.
Yeah, but it also looks good. It also looks good if you already have like a franchise quarterback who's gonna sell
absolutely,
tickets
and I mean
to
that's
your
what
games.
they're gonna see. I mean, he looked better than the two on
Like-
the two starters last year when he played.
So I mean, I think if you be like, "Hey, we're gonna sell you this franchise that now has Lamar Jackson tied to it,"
Well, that's definitely more valuable than the draft picks. Yeah,
so
as far
right, you got a fan. You would, dude, like if you could have, and that fan base is dying for new ownership. So if you could inject energy into that team by getting someone like Lamar Jackson and then a new ownership, like fans will, I think, start showing up just for those couple things alone.
True.
I'd do it. I'd do it.
Maybe they'll be the team to bring Philip Rivers out of retirement.
Phil, bad luck for you, man. Just
Don't do it.
don't come back. Don't
Yeah,
come
it's
back.
Real thirsty shit.
Yeah.
I
Like, what are
feel
you doing,
great.
man?
I
Not
feel-
getting a ring, Phil.
Yeah,
You're
it's
not-
not.
You
it's
couldn't
not
do it in your prime. You're not going to do it when you're washed.
Sad.
happening, my guy.
He's like, dude, I got a lot of kids to feed.
That dude spent fucking 16 months with 11 kids and was like, I gotta get out of here.
I gotta get it. I can't.
I
Man.
was coaching high school football.
That's even more kids.
Yeah.
Can't do it. But I think we did it, right? Is there anything else we have left to talk about? Okay. Yeah, like, subscribe, comment. Bye.
Only football exists.
Only football exists.
Only football exists right now.
Only championship offseason. Only football
Championship
exists.
offseason, But yeah. Thanhanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the
I said those things.
notification
I said the
bell.
things. I
Do
did the
it.
things. I said the things already.
You
That- I,
didn't mean them, Sam.
I did mean the things
You were
that I
like,
said.
real quick.
I said the like, subscribe, comment things. I meant all of those. Do it.
Feel like you did.
Do it.
Do it. Like, comment.
I would love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to hear if anybody thought that